It gives me great pleasure to have the wonderful Scott Price, Hollington's. Well, last time I spoke to him back in April 2021, he was the Hollington manager. Only last week I spoke to him and he told me he was the T-boy for the under-21s. I'm thinking it's director of football these days, Scott. What are we these days, sir?
Yeah, still director of football, apparently. The club welfare officer. And also have 3 under-10 teams at the moment, which is keeping me busy.
Yeah, I was going to say, bloody hell. Yeah, you know how to keep yourself busy. Obviously, great things going on at Hollington. Last season, as usual, usually Hollington dominate whatever league they're in. Obviously, John Carey was there, undefeated season. The only slight blip really was the kind of not turning up or being robbed in the cup finals, which I'm sure we might get to. First of all, I suppose, Scott, like your thoughts on last season, and obviously John parting ways, and obviously Gino parting ways with the club as well. What your thoughts on all that?
It was always inevitable. I think their history shows that don't stick around too long. We knew that. The trouble is with it, which a lot of local sides are beginning to realise, that the getting players is becoming harder and harder every year. Academies are getting bigger and bigger, and just the players just are not there to attract anymore. I had this conversation about 4 years ago with the Hollington committee and told them this will happen. The days of 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds just turning up and playing, it's dying. And lucky enough, we've been in a position where we have had relationships with yourselves at Hastings, and we still have that relationship. Which, without that, I would wonder where the club was going. To be honest, or not just Hollington, but a lot of football clubs at grassroots. I mean, you look at a lot of the teams. I mean, East Sussex Pen this year. You look at the sides, and it's actually quite a strong league. But most of the better players are sort of 30, 35 plus.
Yeah.
Which I think shows where we are with it all.
Okay. All right. And I know you're saying obviously we're struggling in terms of the players getting older and that, but from a point of view of your season last season, I mean, you did dominate, and I managed to get up to the Gibbons quite a few times last season, and there were good entertainment, bags of goals. So you had a bit of a crowd there, didn't you?
Yeah, to be fair, the crowd actually blipped a little bit last year. We have been having, before that, we've had a lot. We always get 150 minimum. Even before we was in the Mid Sussex, it's always been a well supported club because you just got to look to where it is. Yeah. I think we lost a lot of respect last year from local football because of the rumours of players getting paid and obscene amount of money that's being thrown about, etc. Which, from a football club point of view, I can categorically say that the football club has never paid a single penny to anybody all the time I've been involved in the football club. So that side of things, rumours, Gino and John are paying players. Yeah, we're not stupid. We know what goes on, but it is what it is. What can we do? And that's why I think the crowd did drop a little bit last year. I think that's why we found it hard last year to get sponsorships. We find it hard this year to get sponsorships, which has always been easy. But unfortunately, at the moment, we're hard with a little brush of you should have millions in the backing.
Yeah.
It's obviously not true, but unfortunately, that's where we are with it. We knew we were going down that road, or we knew potentially we were going down that road when we appointed John. And there's no disrespect to John at all, or Gino. It's just, unfortunately, the outside world can't make their own minds up, and 9 times out of 10, it's a million miles away.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, I mean that season was weather hit as well. I mean, I know you think maybe I'm trying to find a few excuses, but like obviously covering it week to week as I was with Leon, you had about 2 months where it was hardly any games on. So when there's not that consistency of fixture, sometimes people are like, particularly my age, I suppose we all get pulled in with the missus going shopping and all the other things we want to get out of, which is why we go football. But I don't know if you think anything to that, but
you just don't tell the missus is off.
But talking of the Gibbons, I know like me and yourself have been in conversations about what's happening with it, and it's been an ongoing conversation. I mean, what's the latest with the council? I know you're chatting with the council about maybe getting some support there, or maybe some sort of redevelopment, or I mean, what's the latest with all that, Scott?
The latest is we had a meeting with the council probably 4 weeks ago. They called the meeting, wanted to speak to us, and they just wanted to know if we are interested in having a 3G pitch, because I think they're under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Obviously, yeah, we are interested, and I can't say 100% going to have it, but it looks more promising now than it has ever looked.
Yeah.
Getting a 3G at the Gibbons. Still a long way to go, but the fact the council are completely behind us with it, which obviously is going to upset a few people who listen to this. But yeah, they're behind us. I can't see any reason why in time it's not going to happen. It's just prime location. It is literally bang in the middle of Hollington, and it's a very deprived area. You're not building on the green space because it's all it's our pitch. We've got the lease for it, and the leaseholders have always said we can do what we like as long as it's for the community or educational use, which obviously is for the community. So I can't see any reason why it's not gonna happen.
Oh, right. Good. Well, I was just going to say, knowing because I've had back and forth conversations with the council about all stuff with Hastings and all the mess that's gone on with the time kiln. These things are not cheap. I seem to remember sort of six-figure sums to get these things done. I mean, are they gonna? I mean, you guys ain't got the money, so they're gonna find it from somewhere.
Well, apparently, we have got the money.
What, has Gino left his wallet somewhere?
There's obviously funding out there for it. There's a lot of funding out there. Obviously, we will have to find a majority of it. But at the end of the day, you look at it. I think I spoke to. I think it's Ben White a little while ago. I think you get the money back within about 6-7 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you've got it open to everyone, then oh my God, it'll be jam packed.
It's not something. It's something someone, I imagine, within the football club who has got a lot of money, who's not just going to say, "Oh, here's £800,000." They're going to want something back, and it is a business venture, really. If you look at it, opportunity. So it's been spoken about for years and years. I mean, the problem is we've not pushed it for the last probably 3 years since probably our first meeting with Billy Wood. It's probably 4 years ago now. We took a step back because of the Tar Kiln situation. We knew full well that both projects were never going to happen. Well, not say both, but only one would actually. And to be honest, we sat there and we thought Tar Kiln was, and I still think it's probably still more feasible thing to do. But obviously, it looks like that's dead in the water.
Yeah.
So now we've told it's dead in the water. We've actually pushed on. So there was respect. There was respected Hastings. I know a lot of people think that's because of us. They've not had it. We've actually backed it. We've never ever gone against it. There was a lot of talk, a lot of discussions, a lot of disagreements, but there was always a compromise with us and Hastings. And the last meeting we ever had at Hastings is we will completely back you. We will write to the council to say we back it, but we wanted almost like a pre-contract agreement before, because we got promised a lot of stuff from Hastings regarding the Tar Kiln, and all we wanted that was in writing, really, and it never materialised. So we.
Funny that.
Well, there you go.
Funny that. Yeah. Well, again, and I mean that's just basically you've got to look after your end of the bargain as well, haven't you? I mean, you can't.
To be honest, Chris, we go back to last season. We won the league. Probably should have won both cups. I mean, I know John will be gutted he didn't win all three. But the trouble is with that team, he leaves, everyone leaves. It's just a massive it's not 2 or 3 players. It's like you're talking 15 players, 16 players, and the club had a decision to make. I mean, the likelihood is the club was on the verge of letting John go anyway because of discipline issues. So we was in talks before John resigned. What was it to do next season? And the decision was we was always going to come out mid Sussex. We always knew once John went and someone else come in, like Glenn had come in. The Glenn's poor players are completely different to John's poor players. Yeah. Glenn's got his friends, he's got people he knows who he's not going to pay money to. They're just going to turn up and play for the football club who probably should be playing a little bit higher, but they're not. And because of that, they're not going to travel all over mid Sussex, especially if they're not getting paid. So the club agreed that, we've won everything thrown at us in our level of football as well. From the Sussex Cup to mid Sussex to East Sussex. I think so. We've won everything at our level of football. So, from a football club point of view, you think, well, what's more important? The youth section at the moment is absolutely thriving. From January this year, I think we had an under-14 team and an under-10 team who just quit in January. But the manager just decided to walk away, took all his players with him, and 3 players left. So we had 3 players for the under-10s in January. Now we have 3 under-10 teams, 2 under-8 teams, and possibly an under-9 team already now looking into next season. That is
all good
news. It's mental. It's I can't say how busy it's been. And the trouble we have at the moment is coaches, trying to get coaches. Obviously, we don't pay. We charge the minimum subs. So we can't afford to play coaches, but we literally have all abilities, all gender, and they play together. And every single child, no matter if they've kicked the ball once or kicked the ball 1,000 times, they get the same amount of minutes on the pitch. So that's where we are with it, the football club. We're going to take a massive step back. We've gone into East Sussex football. Glenn's under absolute zero pressure to do anything, to win anything. We've got a second team as well, a brand new second team, because obviously Glenn's moved up. Most of his players moved up with him, so again, we've had to rebuild there. And it's a case of...
hang on, Scott, just for thing, because for people that might be listening that don't know, it's Glenn Hine, who was the Hollington seconds manager, wasn't he? And,
we promoted Glenn up from the second team. I mean, it was the right thing to do. Yeah. He had a good season, considering he was appointed manager, I think 10 days before the season started. He got promoted his first season. He's a local lad. He knows his football. I mean, I've had hours and hours of discussions with him, and you just know if people are blagging, you know if people actually know the football. And he does know his football. So from a football club's point of view, we think it was the right decision. And like I say, at the moment, we're trying to build the youth up. Because of the lack of players. All I'm trying to do at the moment is get age groups in the youth, so we just have a conveyor belt. So at the moment we've got an under 15s next year, so we're 2 years away from having just the follow-on, so the youngsters go into the adult team. And that's what we want to do, just want to build from within, just have a 12s go to 13s, 13s to 14s, 14s to 15s, 16s into medical. Then we don't have to go to Hastings and can we loan 3 players, 4 players. Which, don't get me wrong, this year they've been fantastic. Ben White, Ben Cornelius, they've been great with us. But it always ends up not quite how it should end up. Because they're not your players. And it's almost like, do they really want to be there? I had it when Aggie was manager, and I had the likes of Keir Moynes, Darren Hull, James Hull, Jay Tomlin, Harvey, Leon Gregg. They looked great. It was fantastic for the club, even better for the kid because they're playing men's football. Yeah, of course, sure. And you look at them now, they've all moved on. And I imagine they're all earning a few quid as well at football. They've all moved on. And this is what I've had so many arguments about. About 16-year-olds. Oh no, he can't go to. No. We keep. You think he's 16? Just let him play men's football. Yeah. Because when they do suddenly say, "Oh yeah, go on in," he's 21. It's too late for him. They can't adapt to the men's game. It doesn't matter what standard it is. When you play against a 16-year-old and then you play against a 25-year-old, the difference is. And that's where I think Hastings now have actually now Ben has got a bit more control over the academy. We sing on the same hymn sheet.
Okay. Yeah. No, he's a good bloke, Ben. What definitely want to mention about the charity stuff as well. I know you. I mean, there's actually quite a few charity games you have running down the Gibbons, which is excellent.
I mean, we've had the 1066 specials. We had them down where in the morning kids played, and then in the afternoon the adults played, which was a great day. And that was for Sam Atkin as well, which Andy's son, which is the same thing we're doing for Wendy. Yeah. So Wendy's Day, which is obviously the 12th. All proceeds were going to Sam Atkin, who had a tumour on his brain. It's exactly how Wendy passed away. So we know full well she would love what we're doing. But it's just a great day. I mean, it's always for a sad cause, obviously, but it's we've got parents with kids match in the morning, and then I think there's like 22 players each side. Okay. So it's every player chips in 20 quid, I think. So everything just will go towards Sam. And as I was saying, this was the football club. It's very unique. It does put everyone before itself. That won't make it. They'll donate as well, the football club, and it's just going to be a special day or a special lady. Yeah.
No, obviously, if I get that out on the old socials, I'm happy to share it far and wide.
I think Grant's doing that today. He's putting another one together today. Right.
Nice one. No, and I'll make sure that everyone, and obviously get a few people down there and get your hands in your pockets for a good cause.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, listen, Scott Price, director of football, director of under-10s, director of everything, in all things Hollington. An absolute pleasure to talk to you, mate, and good luck with your season.
Yeah, cheers, Chris.
Yeah, cheers. Take care.
Thanks a lot.